Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's session of Glory of the Giants, presented by Swindler's Den. We're in the thick of it again. We've had a couple sessions where we're getting into the thick of it, but before we can put you back into that, we have to do a couple little quick chores up top, as it were. If you are enjoying Swindler's Den, or if you're new here even, and you haven't yet, be sure to follow us on all of our various social medias, especially our Discord, where you can find a link to that in the About section of the YouTube channel. You can join us and talk to us and fellow viewers and other DMs and players from other shows about what you enjoy talking about. We have a good time over there. But other than that, we're waiting for more shows to pop up on Swindler's Den. So if you want to see new content, be sure to be sticking to that. We got more D&D shows coming, as well as other games, TTRPG games, tabletop games, if you will. With that being said, let's introduce our players. They're going to do some plugs because we don't wait till the end. We plug up top, baby. We're rebels out here. Let's start with Grizlocke.
Hey, it's been real thick recently. It's Grizlocke here. How's it going? You can find me on YouTube under that same name, as well as Twitch. I've been multi-streaming over there. Baldur's Gate 3. Oh. Say the words that should never be said on this channel anymore. Yeah, you can find me over there. I just feel like we say it so much.
We have to.
So yeah, find me there. But also, Baka was trying to hint at Pathfinder, so just. I'm playing Kelborn. He's a half elf guy with
elf guy with a sword.
He's a ranger with a sword.
That's all you need to know about Kelborn.
Took everything to not say druid. I kept wanting to say druid, and that's why I said guy multi-class.
With sword. Speaking of Baldur's Gate 3, we have Barely Caffeinated. Hey, you were just playing that today.
Hey, I'm Barely Caffeinated and just finished our second playthrough of Baldur's Gate, and now we're going to move on to something way left field. We're going to be playing some Super Mario Wonder.
I really thought you were going to say Baldur's Gate again.
Yeah. What do I do? Oh yeah, you can find me over at Crits and Coffee on YouTube. Sorry, I'm sick. I'm here. And tonight I am playing, I now get to say it, Siegfried, the Aasimar cleric.
Ooh.
Yeah.
No longer questionably human. Oh,
that was the wrong button. Shit.
No longer questionably human.
This is a rough night.
This is rough. Hey, it's only getting rougher from here, baby. Speaking of, we've got DrPhage.
Hello, I'm DrPhage, or Adam. You can find me on Twitter at Little Growth. You can also find me on the show Gluttony and Earth at the Interdimensional Library, which is IDL_RPGS on Twitter. I play there with Baka and Kyle. We have some very fun things happening over there as well. But tonight, I'm playing Benjamin, the half-elf warlock.
I thought you were going to say warlock cleric. I'm like, wait. What?
Not even close.
Not even close. But somebody who is multi-classing, we have Kyle.
It's me, Kyle. You can find me over, I don't know, the garbage can. And today I'll be playing Kelborn, the fighter paladin.
He's just hanging over that garbage can, waiting for your scraps. He's going to scoop them up. Speaking of scraps, we're scoop up this recap. Last time on Glory of the Giants, our group had made their way to the Spring Court, which was being occupied by the Winter Queen and the Fomorians. They snuck their way in using disguised self on their Kelborn's troll friend Rakala, as well as his father, who they had persuaded to come with them in the night and help them get into the Spring Court unnoticed. disguised as being imprisoned with Benjamin's major illusion. They moved their way through the court with Cormac, Kelborn's father, redirecting a lot of the guards out to the outer walls, saying that they're expecting invaders to be coming, not knowing that the invaders were already inside the walls. As Bilibos, the twin fawns, and Sharn split off from the group once they were safely inside to lead the Spring Court guards into a revolt against the Permafrost Guardians. The rest of the group made their way into the courtyard, summoning the Winter Queen to deal with her newfound quote-unquote captives, in which Benjamin decided he was going to play a little prank. He was going to pretend that he was turning on his allies to join the Winter Queen, and to prove his worth, he charmed one of her Permafrost Guardians into wandering away, and that is when the fight began. The rest of them sprung into action, and they fought with the Archfey. It was long and hard fight for the group, using everything they had to get through her. But in the end, Kelborn was able to behead Isabel, the Winter Queen, and as she lay slain on the ground, the statues of her captives, her frozen ice statues, began to melt. And Kelborn tried to help speed up this process on Princess Galliandra, his secret lover. But before he could get it fully defrosted, they were aware of an ally of the Winter Queen, the Fomorian Lord, being on his way. They set up, ready for another encounter. Fomorian Lord was short of words, not wanting to get too much into his plans, before summoning some kind of strange experiment, mutated a Cyclops Etten weird baboon tentacle-y thing mixed all together. And as this thing ripped out of a portal through a summon stone, we rejoin our group in combat. So as I switch you guys over to the combat map, let's roll a new initiative.
Ooh.
Sorry. Oh my god.
Good knowing, y'all.
Yep.
Fun game.
Yep.
Fun game.
Yep. You too, huh?
I already hinted at what the NPCs got for their rolls, because I rolled right before the session for them. Actually, recall us also roll. She got quite the opposite of what the other NPCs got. So
This is great.
This is a good start. Let's did anybody give it above a 20? Love to hear it. For those of you at home, both the noble and the monstrosity rolled nat 20s. So they will be going first. Did anybody get 20 to 15?
I did.
What'd you get?
There's hope.
17.
Kev Horn
He's
got a
paralyzed.
17. He is currently held person because he kept trying to inch his way closer to the Fomorian as he was speaking. So the Fomorian put a hold person spell on him. So he's currently held. 15 to 10.
Nope.
You're
We
so
got 11.
hopeful.
Ooh.
11 for Siegfried.
Clutch.
10 to 5.
Nope.
Wow, I mean, thankfully you can't get anybody in between you at this point.
Yeah, that one for a 3.
Hey, Recall also got in that one. She'll be going after you. What'd you get, Benjamin?
I also got a 3, but I rolled a 2 for that one.
So
nice. I concede to you because I rolled a nat 1, so I feel like that penalizes me more.
We can do that.
I don't think it matters at all either. No.
What do you mean? All right. So we open up this combat with this Fomorian, who just put Kelborn into a hold person.
Kevhorn. Sorry.
Kevhorn, even.
No, Calbor.
and just throughout the summon to bring in the monstrosity here. As you look back to all of you, say, you still have an option to lay down your arms and leave. And you'll do an insight check. Or if anybody wants to say anything.
Say,
You roll.
you have an option to you can leave.
He kind of looks over all of you, sees you're not standing down, and will wait here to see what happens. His turn being the summoning.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, this monstrosity behind you now gets to go. As it is ripping through this the summoning portal and screaming in pain. This one Cyclops head wearing this little furry hat with ear flaps, and the other one more of like a less formed Cyclops head, like a little bone spur horn coming out of the top of it. Both of them have like incredible, like their mouth seems to have almost ripped open more, almost making the start of a muzzle, and these long, thick teeth jutting out of it. Both arms, one reaches down into a single tendril, and the other goes down into like splits into three, almost like big long fingers, but still tentacles, as it pulls itself out of the portal, and it is going to make 2 tentacled attacks.
On the anchor? Wow.
Yeah, on the anchor. No, it's going to step forward and go after Cowborn. First one is, might miss. Actually, hold on, 16 to hit.
Hey, that misses. Woo!
Hey, second one is also going to miss with a 13. You kind of like jump back as this thing stumbles forward and slams these tentacled arms into the ground, trying to grab you. I'm going to change the music. This was nice for a little initiative thing, but we got to get into here, King Gang.
King Gang?
King Gang. Hey, King Gang.
It's like a Pokemon.
It does.
Maybe it is. King Gambit. All right, that is its turn. Is there music playing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it good?
Yes.
Okay, because it says 0 seconds for me. So if it's good, it's good. And I can't hear it at all. Kevhorn. There we go. Now it's playing for me. You are currently held. So that means you are paralyzed, which means you can't do anything. But at the end of your turn, you get to roll a new wisdom saving throw.
That'll pass it.
What is it?
14.
A 14, I believe, fails. I should have Page's bookmark. You do have bless.
Oh, snap.
Snap, crackle, and pop.
Say the entire thing?
Snap, crackle, pop?
Sorry. I got a 15.
15 will still fail, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Kelborn, in a striding forward position, stays held. Kevhorn, sorry. It's here we are, gang. Siegfried, it's your turn.
Siegfried is going to turn to him and will cast a guiding bolt at level 1 as these little orbs begin to shimmer around him and then spike down towards him.
All right, give me a roll.
Fuck, I lied. I thought the game was gonna drop. It never dropped.
What was that, sorry?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20, that will hit.
Ooh.
Yeah. Beat ain't dropping today, boys.
Oh, wait, it dropped. Finally.
13, and then I have the thing. 20 points of radiant damage. 20
points of radiant damage as these orbs coalesce and smash into this dude. He like stumbles back as he clutches his chest, and then his body begins to glow in a divine light. Next attack has advantage against him. Anything else from you, Siegfried?
That is all.
Make a Constitution saving throw. He will pass. Concentration, I should say, saving throw. Benjamin, it is now your turn. Your Permafrost Guardian goes on the same turn as you, that you have charmed from the previous fight.
Cool.
It has
And
2 slam attacks.
great. I love that. The princess is on the throne to our right, correct?
Yes, the one behind you here.
Okay.
The large one, the king is bowing in front of, and the one behind the Fomorian is empty.
Great. Perfect. Love it. Let's just get this going. I am going to cast Spider Plague.
Spider Plague. Let me grab my Spider Plague token. Sorry, everybody. Spiders are about to appear on the screen. It's a thing now.
Depending on how cool this new staff is.
Oh, true. It is pretty cold. Is that where you want it, or you want it somewhere else?
I want it backed up a little bit because I would like people to be able to like get up next to him and
Okay.
still be able to attack. Yeah. Great. I need a Constitution saving throw from him. DC 15.
DC 15. He's got a pretty good con save. Hey, a 24.
I mean, that's fine. Still gonna take half of this damage,
Okay.
which I rolled pretty well on. 12, 20. I rolled 26 damage, so he's gonna take 13 piercing damage.
13 piercing damage. Not too shabby. Bring him down to this, and he'll have to make another concentration check to keep his hold on Kevhorn, which he does.
Okay. I mean, that's okay. That was my action. I'm gonna have my permafrost friend go over and attack the giant.
All right. You get a +7 to each of these rolls.
First one with advantage. Which good thing I got it. That's going to be a 22.
That'll hit.
Second one is only an 11.
That will miss. So for this, you get to roll 2d8 and add 4.
6.
6 points of damage. Another big hit. Another concentration check. He passes.
Okay. Bonus action attack on the Cyclops dude.
Okay.
With my anchor. That is 16 to hit.
That'll hit.
Great. That's much better. 9 cold damage.
9 cold damage.
And finally, I will have Huey give the help action to whoever is attacking the Cyclops monstrosity next.
All right, sounds good. Anything else from Benjamin? Big turn.
No.
All right, then it will be Kelborn's turn.
Advantage, you say?
Advantage.
Advantage, he says.
I cast Hunter's Mark. on,
Hunter's Mark.
The Etten.
All right.
That is what you said we have advantage on, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Oh boy. And as my focus focuses upon him, I swing. 26 to hit.
26 will hit.
I roll 3 1s on my damage. Oof. So that's 3 plus 7. 10. So that's 10, 12 total damage on the creature on that swing.
Okay.
I swing again.
Swing again.
This one's just
This
a
one-
flat roll, right?
This one's flat roll. Yep.
So that is that's going to be higher. It's a 16 plus 4 on the bless for a 20, so a 30 to hit.
Oh yeah, that'll hit.
So that's a 10, 11 damage plus 7, 18 damage plus 3 psychic.
18 damage.
Ooh, very nice. Nice turn.
So total of 21 damage.
21, yeah. The only reason I ever break it up is because I don't know what things are resisted and shit, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's my bonus action. So I'll stay put because I know if I move, Benjamin and Siegfried may be squished.
May be squished. All right. With that being said, we go back to the top, I believe. We do. It's first the Fomorian's turn. He is going to do a spell. And this is going to be such a cool spell that you won't even know what to do about it. In fact, you might cry.
Honestly, sounds too cool for what we're doing right now, so maybe he should just not do it.
Oh, I forgot how lame all of you are.
Yeah, pretty lame.
Okay. That means I should be meaner then. Right? That's how that works?
No.
What's the radius of this spell?
5 feet.
5 feet? I don't know about that. I
Okay.
think
On
it's
self. It's on
more
self.
like it's more like a 20-foot radius.
Ooh, that seems too big. Maybe a 20-foot diameter?
No. Absolutely not. 20. I mean, if it's a 20-foot diameter, it might work better for me because I don't have to worry about hitting myself. I think we're gonna do it, gang. I need dexterity saving throws from everybody. Kevhorn, don't worry about it. You fail.
You don't even remind me.
Oh,
Nine,
boy.
6.
Oh, bless though. Bless. Maybe bless. will save him.
Yes, plus.
Not likely. Not likely.
Not likely. All right.
Fuck yeah, I'm gonna use my DM inspiration here just to
All
see
right.
if I can get better. Nope, that was worse. Okay, great usage of it.
Good.
Another two.
Good. I like to hear that. Okay. What do we got, gang? Kelvin, what do you get?
11.
11. Fail. Siegfried.
8.
8. Fail. Benjamin.
16.
Just fails.
I figured.
Kevin, you don't get to roll. That being said, 10. 13. Oh, let me roll for the big dum-dum. Oh, you're rolling that one. So he fails too. Recall, it doesn't matter. She fails now. She has 2 HP.
Huey's gonna feel too.
Is that 15? Yeah, 15, 20. 22 points of fire damage. Oh, Permafrost Guardian has to make a save too. As the Fomorian... yeah, he takes full. He takes double, actually, because he's weak to this. As the Fomorian just coalesces this fireball in his hands and drops it right in the middle of all of you. He kind of puts an arm over his eyes to block the heat from blasting him. Kevhorn, your echo is gone if it wasn't already from being incapacitated.
They can make a save, right?
It doesn't matter because even if it passes, it only has 1 HP. And it takes half.
Baka.
Huey's alive. Huey's
Nice.
immune to fire damage.
Nice. Baka, give back the Etten 2 HP. I realized I'm not supposed to roll psychic damage on the second attack. And I
Okay.
did.
Thank you.
Oh, great.
I'm also, though, going to reduce Hellborn's damage by 2. So you'll get an extra 2 health back.
Thank you.
How much damage was it again? 22?
22.
I lost concentration on Hunter's Mark.
Oh god, that Guardian has so much HP. What the heck?
Yes! Spider Plague remains!
Do they take damage from Spider Plague at the top of their turn?
They take
Or
it at the end of their turn.
Oh, I got time to move then.
No, you could just hang out there.
No,
Just
no,
hang
no,
out.
no, 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 no. Everybody still good? Everybody up?
I'm still up. Barely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Barely caffeinated. Very
Barely
good, very good.
caffeinated.
I'm
All right.
up.
And he's going to take some steps out of here. It is rough terrain. 5, 10.
Attack of
Can he get
opportunity.
I don't even think he can get fully out. 15. What's your movement speed, sir? Yeah, you're stuck there. Yeah, attack of opportunity.
He misses. I rolled a 5 for that.
All right. Well, he doesn't get fully out, so you can roll, or he'll roll a con save again. He's gonna pass like a 23.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Another pretty good roll. I'm gonna take 10 piercing damage. That's already halved.
And he passes his concentration check to keep the hold on Kevhorn. Now we go to this Etten Cyclops thing that's happening here. Tentacled monster. He seems to shrug off the majority of this fireball as he comes roaring back at you, Kelborn. We're gonna take a couple swings. First one, gonna miss. He's rolling
Let's go,
bad. He rolled a
let's go.
14. The second one, even worse, with a 12. Again, 2 tentacle slams down. You're already ducking and dodging, trying to get out of this fireball, and you just 2 more things to dodge. But after both misses, in frustration, both heads scream at you. As his bonus action, I need a wisdom saving throw from you, Kelborn.
Hey, that's not bad, even with disadvantage. 16 plus 3 for a 19.
You pass. You wouldn't have had to do this at disadvantage though,
Oh,
because it's a saving throw, not a skill check.
well then my save on that fireball or whatever it was might have been a little different.
You pass, so nothing happens to you as
Yes.
these discordant screams rip out of these 2 things, mutilated mouths. 2 heads, mutilated mouths. You are able to shunt it off. Shunt it off? Shake it off? Who knows? Who knows the wording? But
swift.
it is the end of its turn. Kevhorn, roll me another wisdom saving throw, please. Bless is, of course, active.
Bless is not going to help. I
Bless is
rolled a
not going to
7.
help. Rolled a 7. Yeah, Bless can't help if you roll real bad. So your turn is once again forfeit. We go to Siegfried.
Is Raikala down?
Oh yes, Rakala is down.
Okay. Siegfried will fly here and up 10 feet. And I am going to use a mass healing word.
Nice.
So Raikala would get 7.
Get 7.
And everybody else of my allies gets 5. Including myself.
Is 7 the maximum that you can get on healing?
At level 3, yes.
Okay. Because I have, as the healing energy comes from Siegfried, there's a little bloop from the spot where Huey is, as I also regain maximum health with that, with Gift of the Ever-Living Ones.
Ooh.
Oh, and
Nice.
Huey also gets that too, if I was unclear about that.
Huey didn't take any damage because he's immune to fire damage.
Okay.
Because he's a devil!
What? Get him out of here. Nice. All right. Anything else from you, Siegfried?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will cast Sacred Flame at Sir
At-
Fomorian.
Sir Fomorian. Dexterity
That's
saving
a
throw.
14.
He's gonna hack and fail that.
Ooh.
A Sacred Flame that hits?
I know this is like
It's-
never
it's
happened
beyond
before
me.
in the history of
It's happened,
D&D.
it's happened twice in this game so far.
That's crazy.
At least.
Yeah, I remember making that
Yeah.
comment before.
We're doing pretty okay, Kansas dude. It's feeling like I'm gonna get a 3rd stab.
Oh. You think so? do ya?
That will be 14 points of radiant damage.
14. All right. Benjamin's feeling lucky. That means I can turn up the notch. Anything else from Siegfried?
That is it.
All right. Then it will be, speaking of the devil himself, Benjamin, it's your turn.
I'm gonna have the permafrost move like his maximum distance over on the other side of the giant as much as he can, like just to like try and box
15,
him in on the other
20, 25, 30. You can get that far without dashing.
side. That's fine. He's not.
He does leave a little trail of nonsense behind him. Or no, wait, it's melting. That's not there anymore.
Did you roll that concentration, by the way?
I did not. Thank you. He passes.
Yeah.
He's going to attack twice. I got a 19 and an 18 on the die. I don't remember what I add to it.
Both will hit.
And then what do I add to his damage?
+4.
Plus
So it's
four.
+7 to hit, +4 on damage.
Okay, +7, +4. Okay, so the first hit is going to be 10 damage.
10 damage.
Second one's going to be 6 damage.
6 damage. That will be 2 concentration checks. Both are DC 10. First one passes barely with an 11. Second one gonna pass with a 15.
Okay, that's fine. Because I am now going to shoot 2 Eldritch Blasts at him.
All right.
That's horrible. I rolled 2 4s, so I don't think either of those are gonna hit.
Yeah, they sound like misses to me.
Just in case. One will be 13, and the other one's worse than that.
Yep, they both miss.
Okay, I figured. That's fine. And then an anchor attack on the other dude. That's much better. That's 18 on the die with 3 from Bless, so that's already gonna hit.
Yep, I'll hit.
For 10 cold damage on the
10
mutant
cold
dude.
damage. All right.
And Huey is once again going to give advantage to the next person attacking the Cyclops dude.
All right. Sounds good. With that, we go to Kelborn.
I will be attacking the Etten dude with advantage. That should probably hit. Let's see. 25.
25 will hit.
All right. That is 6, 14 plus 4, 18 total damage on that first swing.
Nice.
Second go. No longer have advantage. Get rid of that die. Second swing is to bring it back around again. That is 10 plus 10 for 20.
That'll hit.
Okay, let's go. And this one is 17 damage.
17 damage. You swing once, slash across his body, bring it back around, slash again, and as you do, he falls to one knee and lets out a roar of pain. As he does, you start to see the skin like sloughing off and melting on his tentacled arms as they begin to melt into the ground, and he falls forward. The second head also beginning to like start to decay and melt as he falls over dead.
Oh, I'm so dumb, Baka.
Yes.
Because I had lost Hunter's Mark and I've been rolling the Hunter's Mark damage, but I would have just reapplied Hunter's Mark and I just get rid of a
that's
spell
fine.
slot. Okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
He is still dead.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool. That's my turn.
All right.
Actually, once he falls, I do start to move this direction since I won't be able to move very far. I think I can move 5 feet or whatever. I got 2 levels of exhaustion, so I have half speed, and then it's difficult terrain.
It is not difficult terrain anymore because
Oh, it's
everything's
not?
melting.
Cool.
So
All right.
you are at
I can move
15
there.
movement. All right, cool. Rakala is going to get up from prone, and 10. She can't really be there. We'll just move her there. It's fine. as she kind of rushes forward as best she can. It gets back to the Fomorian. He looks at his experiment melting away on the ground, revealing more of the normal form of the cycle, like missing his arms, but like he's one-headed now. And you kind of see the Cyclops that at one point Benjamin saw frolicking through the icy forests on his way to the court. Kind of looks coldly at it, looks around at all of you, begin to enclose on him. He raises his hand and snaps, and from behind him, the space behind him begins to warp and turn dark, and almost you can see like flecks of light within it, the purple haze and darkness mixing together from the portal that you saw before. It's like, fine, keep your precious court. This won't be the last you saw of me, as he steps backwards into a plane shift and disappears.
Damn.
Oh, he doesn't actually move with that. Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna try to get one last attack on him, but that's fine.
Yeah.
No.
He plane shifts away, and you are left alone in this courtroom. The dripping of water, as things continue to melt around you.
Like deep breaths.
Coward.
Yeah, you come out of full person.
Coward. If I could
I take a little
only-
piece of paper out of my bag and quickly write on it, "Don't shoot ally," and just like stick it to the front of this melting permafrost guardian.
Yeah, it sticks to it because the permafrost guardian itself is wet at this point, and just like seeps to his body.
And I tell him, I need you to go to the original Winter Queen's castle and get her slippers for me, please.
Begins walking out of the courtroom.
Maybe he'll just melt in the wilderness. That's one less thing for us to worry about right now. We still have like 58 minutes of that charm on there, so I'm just trying to get him as far out of town as possible.
That's good. I can't believe we did it.
Siegfried.
Go on.
Sorry, Siegfried will he'll drop back down to the ground and kind of fall to his knees as his halo and wings kind of just disappear into a glisten, and his eyes turn back to their normal blue. And he just kind of slumps there.
You okay?
Quid accidit ubi sum.
Okay, see that one more time into his phone. Hey Siri, can you translate that?
I'll kind of squat down next to Siegfried and just like look into his eyes and say, gonna need you to focus up a little bit. Can't understand what you're saying right now. Can you understand what I'm saying?
Siegfried he'll nod.
Okay. And I mean, I've dropped spider plague at this point, so we don't have gross spiders behind us. But we'll just kind of sit next to Siegfried and just like quietly talk to him, more to like try and like jog the memory of Common into him, not like anything particular, but just because he doesn't know what's happening, so just trying to get him maybe speaking Common again.
All right. What does Kevhorn and Kelborn do?
I guess I'll be helping Calborn, whatever he is doing.
I am wrapping like my sleeping bag like over to help melt over the frozen Galliandra, and I will for a moment turn and say, we should that was the wrong voice for a second there. See if you can figure out which ones are the heroes. As I kind of point to the the frozen people.
Okay. Don't really know how these heroes would look like. I guess I'll look for the heroes.
All right, give me a investigation check.
Is the bless matter in this?
No, Bless will be gone at this point because it was like a holdover from the previous fight, and I let it continue through this fight, but not past it. And it's a skill check, so Bless doesn't even matter anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a 12.
At a 12, like you see a lot of different Fae denizens, as it were, like a lot of elves, Eladrin, satyr, there's a centaur. There's a few different things that you would expect to find in the Fae, but there is one that looks different from the rest. Looks half orc in origin, heritage, which kind of stands out to you.
Okay, I will. I guess I'll be copying. I want to say Faerun again. Calborn, and just keying them up, putting up a torch, wrapping them in my bedding.
All right. At this point, Calborn, you've been already working with Princess Galliandra a little bit to get her out. You do see like the bottom part of her face has started to melt out of the ice at this point. The green returning to her skin, and as like the last little bit drops off of her mouth, and you've already kind of convened with her thoughts. You do hear her weakly say, "Calborn,
hey, it's me.
I'm so cold."
I know. You're gonna be all right. The Ice Queen's gone.
Thank you. Yeah, you all continue doing this, trying to get Siegfried back in right state, and trying to defrost these two people specifically, but like everything around you is melting slowly. Benjamin waggled a little finger at me.
Yes. As we're sitting there, I'll have Huey come out of invisibility and then track down Sharn, the twins, and Billy, and let them know, like, have Huey let them know that the queen is dead, so they can start spreading that word in amongst all the other fighters out there as well.
Yeah, you hear battle kind of wrapping up out of the court as well. You don't know the entire outcome of it, but Huey does go out to spread that word. Yeah, and you'll be sitting here for a while. Galliandra slowly is melting. You exchange a few words. If there's any specific you want to say to her right now, she isn't able to speak a lot.
When she said thanks, my response would have been, "It's my job."
There's an attempt at a smile from her, but she's still like regaining her facilities after being frozen for who knows how long, probably 10-ish years. But yeah, like within like 40 minutes, you see the doors open again, and Bilbos and the twins and Sharn come in. Oh, we took care of that lot out there. It's not without its losses, but we won in the end. It seems you've done your job here. Your weird bird friend told me you completed it, so.
Yes, he's quite useful in that way.
Yeah, having a talking bird, I guess, would be such. Well, how is everything going in here then?
I just motion to the decapitated queen's body
Oh,
that I think Siegfried and I are still just like crouching next to. Just, like hanging out on the steps right in front of it.
Kind of spits on her body. Oh, bet it's gonna be a strange time in the winter court, I suppose. But they'll figure it out. That's not our problem. They brought it upon themselves.
Indeed, they did. Yes, the giant also has been driven off. He is not dead. He teleported away from here, but he is also no longer on the premise. So both threats have been eliminated for the time being, at least.
Oh, we Sure, you show us where that weird dungeon thing is they had, and we go check to make sure that's all clear, so we don't have just people more inns hiding down there or something. Yes, let's. I can lead you there. They take off again.
I just for the sake of it, I'm gonna send Huey with them with the instructions of like, if things go south, let me know immediately.
All right.
And also so I have like an idea of where this location would be if we need to start making our way there.
Yeah. All right, Huey goes with them. And at this point, Kelborn, like you've gotten the majority of Galliandra's frost and ice off of her, and as like the stuff, the majority of it that's holding her up, she kind of slumps forward as she comes out of the ice. You gotta catch her and keep her sitting up.
It's a Kingdom Hearts moment.
Sure, I've never played that game.
Kairi falling into Sora's arms, you know?
Yeah, Kairi. Yeah, Kairi.
Yeah, those characters.
We know about Kairi. But yeah, like you can feel like the muscle atrophy that's happened. She's like not able to really hold herself up. You kind of help her sitting back up. Her green eyes with pupilless, as Eladrin's are. She kind of tries to shift her head as best she can to look at you, so you know that she's looking at you. Is my father all right?
I like turn my head over to him and I think he'll be alright. He's still frozen. I've been working on defrosting you, but we can get to him next.
Yeah, I'll be all right if you can start helping him.
Are you sure?
I just need to rest.
Alright.
Go off, start helping him. Kevorn, you start to see this grayish skin of this half-orc appearing under the ice. And you get to the point where he's kind of broken out. He falls forward as well. He's in a standing position, so it's even more of a fall.
I'll try catch him.
Yeah, you can catch him easily enough.
Okay.
Yeah, Grizz, if you want to say things as someone who's been frozen for many years.
Let's see. Last I know, I was fighting giants, right? Which kind?
Frost giants.
I give Kevhorn a shove, or Orlin gives. I should probably specify Kevhorn a shove, and starts looking around. Where? What's going on?
Kind of shove Kevhorn,
and he probably doesn't even move.
Him if he shoves you.
It's probably like a super weak shove too, you know.
Oh yeah,
like
I mean,
exhausted.
Orlin has 5 levels of exhaustion right now.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at that point, you try to push a wall.
Yeah.
I'll just stand there, let you do your little episode.
Yeah, I give you a shove and or attempt to a shove, and then I see you're not a giant, and I'm Javros. Have you seen a Irvin boy? I mean, boy no longer, I suppose.
You're the first one I've defrosted. I don't know if your friend is among the statues.
Orlin turns to look at the statues. I see Zavros.
Easy enough. There's one right next to you that looks like Zavros.
Zavros. And I guess Orlin would start casting some sort of fire magic to start trying to melt him.
Yeah, you have firebolt or whatever, something that's not gonna absolutely obliterate.
I probably got
Zavros,
produce flame at this point. Like
Yeah, like it's hard for you to even move, but you muster as much energy you can to start helping melt your friend Zavros out of the ice as well.
I will. I don't think it's gonna do anything, but California in this situation, seeing like what you've been. He doesn't know how long you've been frozen, so he's just going to use lay on hands. So as you're casting your fire magic, you'll feel like a warm hand on your back. 5 health.
5 health.
Thank you. Have you heard word of the Dale? Ice Red Glacier, I forgot. Ice
Redhead Glacier.
Redhead Glacier. Have they done it? Are we in another eternal winter? As I look around at all the snow.
The ice. I was supposed to say which. The Ice Queen is no longer alive. That's what you're worried about.
We killed her a long time ago.
I was gonna try roll if. I mean, he's a hero. If Kev knew anything about him, but I doubt it.
You can. You can try roll history if you want.
Could I make a check on that since I've spent some time in the 10 times?
Yeah, you can do a history check.
I'll try. I'm just a simple fisherman.
Ooh. Oh, shit. I forget I don't have anything to intelligence.
I assume Orlin doesn't know that he got moved to the Snow Queen's domain since he was like captured by giants and
because last we saw Orlin, for those of you who didn't catch our little hint at the top of this campaign, Orlin and Zavros were fighting frost giants in Icewind Dale up by the Redhead Glacier when they were being overwhelmed. So Zavros cut a hole in space to make a temporary portal to the Feywild, which they escaped through, and then you were captured by Fomorians, and then frozen by some strange fey creature, half-deer person.
I did get a 19 on my history check.
Yeah, it was. You heard bits and bobs, and maybe read about it in like the Zentrum's library of something that happened over 50 years ago in Icewind Dale. It was cast in eternal darkness and everlasting winter by the Ice Queen, not the Ice Queen. Sorry, the god of Winter's Wrath, Ariel, but was stopped by some people. There was one named Orlin and Zavros, but a lot of the other ones are less talked about. But there are other names mentioned. But Orlin and Zavros, were some of the surviving ones of that encounter.
I got a 16.
I'll say the 16 you don't know this, only because you came from so far away.
Yeah.
And they probably didn't talk about it there.
Orlin's rummaging through his bag, and he says, "Allow me to stop me if you must, Baka." And he goes, "Oh yes, this will do. Fire newt gland oil." And I start rubbing that on Zavros to melt him faster. I feel like that's Orlin.
Yeah, like Javhorn kind of has to help you move to places because you have zero speed right now. But
at this point, I'd see that whatever you're rubbing on to the ice is helping. So I would just stop you and have me do it instead.
Oh, yes, thank you, thank you.
Please, you need to rest. I as he was rummaging or like frantically doing his thing, I would make a campfire to keep him warm.
All right. Yeah.
Are you Orlin?
Yes. I'm Orlin Gray.
Oh, son of a bitch. Okay.
You've heard of me?
Yes, I spent some time in the 10 towns.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Yeah. You know, not much to see up there.
I was there mostly for work. It wasn't exactly a leisure cruise. How did you, I didn't know you were still alive. How did you two end up here?
Baka, fill in any mistakes. We were, the Reghead Glacier was being attacked. They were after something inside. And my companion here, Zavros, and I, we tried to fight them off. But we were bested. Frozen, I suppose. The rest is a bit of a haze.
Okay, that's
Would I know what they were after? I knew it was coming, so I had to ask.
You don't know for sure. You haven't been able to make your way into that tower since the
There's
incident.
A lot of things in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know that there's powerful ancient magics, Netherese magics, as it were. But yeah, you because that barrier was replaced, you weren't able to really ever get into the tower, the main tower that was in that city that held a lot of the secrets.
Do you know what they could have been looking for in there?
I look you all up and down. Who are you?
Well, I am Benjamin Koalana. These are my compatriots, and we're the reason you're not still a statue right now.
Give me a persuasion check.
That's going to be a dirty 20.
I suppose. You've heard of me, so you must know of some of our exploits. Well, toward the end of our adventure, we entered that glacier, and let's just say there was a very old, powerful city full of many magical artifacts. I can't know for sure what they were after, but whatever it was, I'm sure it's not good.
Great. Excellent. Okay. This complicates things, simplifies things, I don't know. It's good information to have, though.
Where am I?
You are in the thawing court of the Spring Realm in the Feywild. Previously occupied by the Queen of the Winter court.
Hey, Zavros did
Yes.
always want me to see his home.
You've certainly accomplished that. I don't know how much you saw before you were iced up.
None.
Well, it's unfortunate.
Over a little bit more time, Orlin trying to warm up. You're able to get everybody out of their ice prisons, as it were. Again, all of them have 5 levels of exhaustion, so they're all kind of just in slumps on the ground. Like you kind of can gather them all together, get them next to a fire, so they're all starting to warm up.
A big slumber party.
as I have a feeling a king's like about to thaw. I've moved the Snow Queen's head to the Winter Queen's head to the throne, and I'm sitting on the armrest, lean back.
He like starts to move, and not much, because again, movement speed 0. But he kind of looks around. Kelborn, is that you?
Oh, you remember my name after sending me away so far for so long. Hello.
Did you slayed her?
I did.
You couldn't have done that.
Along with my friends. You might remember some of them. There's Raikala. And I point out Bilibos.
He's gone. Bilibos, Charn, and the twins have gone down to the dungeons right now.
I list Bilibos and Charn off anyways.
Yeah.
And of course, my new friends.
Oh. Well. Though I'm taken aback, I still have to thank you all for ending her reign. I'm so tired. Sorry, he kind of collapses a little bit. Another Eladrin, kind of, not older, but you can tell he's more of a mature Eladrin. Still pretty well built. He's not like frail by any means.
I do try and catch him as he kind of stumbled too, by the way.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
just let him.
Oh yeah, you kind of help him. Thank you. I can't thank you enough, Kelborn, and your friends.
Oh, we'll talk about a reward later.
Yes. Can you move the head so I can sit, please?
Oh, it's gonna be cold at 8. And move the head.
Yeah, he's getting slumps in the chair. Just, you can tell the time has gotten to him being frozen. Like,
yeah,
the freezing state did cause everybody to be in a space where they're not aging necessarily, but their body is still consuming energy. So really lethargic, very exhausted. All of these people. Some of them maybe like only been in a year or two, but that's still a year or two of using all of your energy effectively. Yeah, you guys kind of have everybody gathered, getting them as warm as you can. The majority of the snow and ice are gone at this point. The flowers are beginning to bloom again as they open up to the sun above them. Seems the extermination of the Winter Queen has removed the effects that she was having on these lands and causing them to freeze over.
We have much to discuss. I do not know if you wish to accomplish that now in your current state, or if you wish to retire and perhaps we can speak on the morrow when you're feeling a slight bit better.
I think that would be best. I need my daughter. He looks to see Galliandra
She's all right.
sitting there as well. She kind of reaches a hand towards them, but their thrones too far apart to actually grab hands, but they register each other's presence. Yes, if you can help us up to our rooms and get food. Everybody here. Where are my guards?
Those that are left should be arriving soon, but there were losses to retake this castle.
Very well. Hey, if somebody can help us to our rooms and then let them know that everybody here has shelter and food and water and anything they need. Just let the remaining guards know. And I don't know the state of things. Whatever you need, our court is yours.
I will, with my minimal strength still, be one of the people to help assist the king to his chambers.
Mm-hmm. He kind of guides you, and you can help bring him there. Whoever helps Galliandra, I don't want to speak for people.
Oh, princess, you're gonna have to show me to the rooms.
She kind of chuckles to herself. Yes, this way. As you help her up to her chamber, get them into bed and get food and water for them.
As I'm helping lead the king before I leave, just like as we're getting closer to his bedroom, I do lean over a little bit and speak softly in his ear and say, "You owe your life, your court, and your daughter's life to Kelborn's actions. He is the only reason we returned here, and it was his care for the realm that brought us here and removed the queen. I would remember that when thinking of any past discretions and future rewards."
He nods in acknowledgement with what strength he has left.
Good. Glad we understand each other.
All
And I'll
right.
leave him for the night.
So you leave him for the night. Kelborn, is there anything you want to say the princess before leaving her for the night? Or if you're staying in that room, it's up to you.
I mean, I probably would want to let her get rest and tell her, take it easy. I don't know how much time I have here. My friends who helped save you there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I sort of got myself mixed up in it. So I can't stay long. But I'll be back. Eventually.
Jack grabs her hands. It's all right. I knew you'd come back for us, Kelborn. And I know you'd come back again.
I will. Have you seen Daffodil?
Not for however long I was frozen.
I start throwing stuff around the room. Where's my damn cat? No,
I was actually thinking, this isn't just me placating to you, because it was going to happen right after this. But when you start throwing things, you do hear
oh, Daffodil.
From the doorway. You see a small feline creature with flowers budding out of it and green fur is just shivering in the doorway.
I'm the daddy.
Scurries over to you. You pick it up.
I have a friend you're gonna like. Come with me. And I keep him. I'll. You know what? She can go in my armor with Finks.
The cat in your armor.
Alright, I'm gonna go now. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Hopefully I can stay till the morning. I don't know though.
Yes, you have to say goodbye before you leave. It's your duty.
Hi.
She kind of smiles.
Good night, princess. And I'll give her a kiss on the forehead.
Yeah, you leave.
As the two guide the others to their chambers, have I heard Celestial before?
Just roll a flat d20.
Because I was with those with the sisters, right? And they were talking. Sorry, what should I roll?
They seem to be talking common though, but you can roll you can just roll a flat d20, see if at some point.
19.
19. Yeah, I mean, I gotta figure out how you've heard it. You've heard it like once before. Like it's taken a while of Siegfried speaking for you to pick up on what it was. You can't understand it, but you like pick up on certain inflections, things like, oh, I've heard this. Somebody was like on the docks was boasting about how they could speak Celestial to everybody, and I heard them speaking it. So like it clicks to you what language he's speaking, but again, you don't understand what he's saying.
Is Sieg still punched or in the position he was in?
I would say at this point he would probably be like sitting on a stair or something. Still kind of recollecting, but looking better, I would say.
I'll walk up to you, and I'm hey, you still speaking? Is it Celestial?
I can speak little common. I was here, and then I wasn't.
Like something took over?
Not sure. Yes, I can speak Celestial. It's where I pull my powers from.
And you did say when you picked me up, it didn't look like you? Is that what you said?
That's what Barely said, yes.
Yeah, barely. Sorry, I'm talking out of character.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Like you knew it was Siegfried, but it didn't look like Siegfried.
Like okay.
And I don't know if Baka wants to dive into that at all, but you knew it was Siegfried, but it wasn't.
No, I'll say you were in a state of being knocked unconscious, so it was very blurry what you saw. So you weren't able to completely pick out details, but you know that there were details wrong that aren't Siegfried's.
Guess we both have something going on with the Celestials. You okay though?
Better. Thank you.
I'll look over to the heroes. Are they doing okay?
They are still incredibly lethargic and exhausted, but they're both kind of talking to each other.
Javros, I told you to shoot that arrow at its knee.
I tried, old man, but the blizzard was picking up. Sorry, I would have gotten Tommy, but I didn't know when Zavros was going to show up or how to prep him fully. Yeah. So sorry for not having Tommy here for this. I would have loved to, but just wasn't going to work out perfectly. So I'll be playing Zavros. But yeah, they're alive. Is essentially the state you can categorize them in.
Yeah, I'll just sit down with Sieg, wait until the other two come back.
All right, yeah, before too long, but maybe another half an hour or so, the other two come back, and the other group that was down in the dungeons also show up again. It's wild down there. They seem to have cleared out the Fomorians. I don't know if they went when that other guy left. I don't know, but it's a sight down there.
Did he seem to have a laboratory?
Oh yeah, the
or-
whole kit and caboodle is set up down there. There's things and tubes and arcana sigils on the floors and books and test tubes. Are that was what those things are called? They look like tubes you test things in. Liquids.
Okay. I really just wanted to go to bed.
These contraptions I've never seen before. Nothing whirring and noises and beeps, and I don't understand any of it.
Beeps. Interesting.
Beeps. Things were beeping at me.
I feel like not many things beep in this world.
No, nothing, I would say. Beep.
I look at the others. Do we how are we doing? I'm doing okay. How are all of you doing?
I think. Well, I won't speak on anyone's. But I need rest.
Yeah, no, that'd be a good idea. Mentally, I'm doing great. This is incredible. But no, I feel like real shite.
Well, first of all, let's claim some rooms here so that we have some place to rest. And then I may start trying to sift through what the giant was doing in the basement tonight still. Again, feel like I came out the most unscathed from that fight, so I'm can start trying to understand it while you all are resting still.
Why don't you send Huey to have a look?
Oh, I looked at everything already.
Oh, that was Huey talking earlier? Okay, sorry.
No, it was Billabos, but
Okay.
Huey was with them.
Oh, okay, I see.
It's a lot harder to do things through Huey. He likes to chew on things even when I tell him not to.
I already did chew on some things down there.
You son of a bitch.
You didn't tell me not to.
I feel like that should be a standing order not
Nope,
to chew on
you have to tell me
things.
every time.
Okay.
I forget.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I am just going to be looking at it. I promise I will not be messing with anything is the best way that I can say it. I have a feeling it's going to take quite a bit to start going through whatever was down there. If I can find a journal, he seems like someone that keeps a journal or a notebook of things that he has done. To start going through that, he's had 10 years to wreak whatever horrors are down below.
Well, if you run into trouble, report Spore.
Yes.
All right. Benjamin.
Are those the heroes?
Yes.
Yes.
Look at his noodly arms. That's because he uses a bow.
Yeah, the other one really seems like he's like a day away from dying. Just like the most ancient half orc I've ever seen. Like truly impressive.
God's rest his soul.
He may not make it out of this. Hopefully the other one does.
But you start making your way. Do you take Yui with you, I assume?
I do, but I first I do help, and like I'm sure Kelborn will also know, but using like my courtier feature of just like where the best bedrooms were, not in the royal wing, but like the high class bedrooms are just like you're sleeping here, like not allowing anyone to take subpar bedrooms for the night.
Yes. Get everybody into places to sleep well for the evening. You make your way down underneath the in the undercroft, as it were.
I do also, if the others see it or not, it doesn't really matter, but I do leave the Winter Queen's staff in my room, so that is not with me and potentially tempting me as I am by myself.
Sounds good.
I'll like tuck it in like a wardrobe or something like that, so it's not just hanging out.
That is smart. I wouldn't have thought about that, but like I can imagine you going down there and all of a sudden you're hearing the whispers in your ear to do some shit.
Yeah, I start accidentally attuning to it just because I've had it on my person for too long type situation.
Yeah.
You put it into your wardrobe and just frost creeps out from the cracks in the wardrobe. And you make your way down there.
It's a sick ass staff. Okay, okay.
As you do, like you see like little tendrils of roots of plants that are once again beginning to grow and take hold in the walls of the court itself. And you see, as you get deeper down, you start to see these thick tube-like structures that weave in and out of the walls, and you see like a pumping of this dark blackish purplish liquid through the tubes, almost like a heartbeat. Like it flows and stops, flows and stops, as you make your way down. And all these tubes seem to coalesce into this room that is large, wooden doors closed in front of you.
I just open them up because I assume the others have like cleared it essentially, so there's nothing that's gonna like explode on me.
Let's move you over there then.
Oh goodness!
He's like, let me go to the boss battle room by myself.
Yeah, you look around, you see in front of you on the floor, in the center of these 4 pillars holding the room up, this large arcane sigil. It seems not to be active, like it's not glowing with any kind of arcane energy. You see shelves of different kinds of books to your right, as well as these strange contraptions that are, some of the tubes feed into these things and they seem to be funneling it back out into other tubes. Some of these tubes go into these strange looking glass structures, almost like large capsules on the far side of the room from you. There's another machine to your left that's whirring with this arcane energy. Like it seems to be like you can hear it. To you, Adam, would sound like there's a fan on the side of it, just that's continuously going. There's 2 desks. One's straight in front of you, seems to be like the busy space. A lot of bottles of different kinds of liquids and beakers and books and schematics all over the place on this desk that's straight in front of you. One to the left, there's another desk to the left of you next to this large whirring machine that seems a little bit less cluttered and just has a couple of things on it, some jars and a large looks like some kind of scroll. And that is what you see with a cursory glance. There are some chains as well in the corner of the room next to you, large metal link chains, which seems strange because you haven't seen a lot of metals within the court itself, but there's a lot down here.
I am going to use another new feature that I have and cast Detect Magic with Arcane Sight. So I just have that.
Yes. All of this machinery that you see is brimming with arcane energy magics. The circle seems to have some kind of transmutation magics, and there's another kind of magic on it. So let me figure out what kind that is. Let's say the spell. Okay, I'm looking in the wrong category. I'm looking at handouts. That's not going to help me. What kind of spell are you? Conjuration. Conjuration transmutation is a lot of the magic coming from the circle.
Okay.
And you see transmutation magics in the liquids going through the pipes, as well as the two large pods on the far side of the room. And then a variety of different kind of magical potions and things on the desk and in the chests next to the desk.
Do I see anything that, especially on like the desk and the chest, that looks like it is a magical trap?
You don't do a investigation, or you're just looking for a costume. Do a perception for this.
An 8.
You don't see anything that looks trap-like.
Okay.
I don't know if they didn't have time to set any, or
yeah,
what the case may be.
I will look at all of these incredibly magical things and just like repeat in my head, like, I told them I wasn't going to touch anything. I told them I wasn't going to touch anything, as I just like very purposefully walk over and I'll start with like the workbench that seems to have like more things on it.
Mm-hmm.
And like look at what books are there. I can read Giant. I can read Sylvan. I don't know what other languages they may be in.
All right, do an investigation.
What I'm so good at.
Yeah.
That's a flat 10.
Flat 10. None of the potions really speak to you as to what they could be, like any of the liquids or vials or anything. You do see there is books on Underdark life, as well as demon lords. You also see there's a book on the astral plane and its magics. It's kind of more of a general tome, and it doesn't seem to be touched as much. Probably didn't need to be used as much. But yeah, with a 10, that's what you see here at least.
I am assuming that the Underdark life is like things that live in the Underdark.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
Yep.
I am going to just from here grab the one that's the least suspicious when I come out of the scary dungeon with it. I'm gonna grab the book on the astral plane and its associated magics, not the one on demon lords.
What?
I mean, I do like mentally bookmark it. I'm like, I am coming back from you, but for tonight I cannot come back up from this dungeon with a book about demon lords. These guys already do not trust me enough.
What's the byline on it?
I don't know what that means.
Like who's it written by?
Oh, who's it written by? The Demon Lord one?
No, the Astral Sea one that.
Oh, the Astral Jorgen Smirnov.
I was just wondering if there was going to be a reference in there. It's like Nive.
No. No, that campaign isn't finished yet. Well, it has, but it hasn't. You know, it's a weird thing.
So I will scoop up that book and then I'll go over to the other desk, and especially interested in like the large scroll that is rolled out, but then just looking at the books that are over there.
Yeah, the large scroll that is rolled out seems to. You do another investigation.
Ooh, that's better. A 15.
15. The scroll that's rolled out seems to dictate the process of using both scientific processes and arcane processes and their relationship to each other to change the biological makeup of a being, specifically of giants, and how to infuse them with the biological makeup of other creatures.
Spooky. Okay.
There's also a large jar with a enormous brain in it, and like there's a couple of fingers that seem to be giant sized as well.
Fun. I'm going to grab that scroll as well because it seems like it is the most dangerous thing down here. It feels like it's the like instruction book to what he's doing.
I should also note these are giant size. So this book is enormous. I forgot about that. So it wouldn't be able to carry it.
And just like look at them with my -1 strength. I'd really love to take these with me.
Yeah. These are things you're crawling up to see on these desks. Sorry to overlook the giant size of these. Yeah, like even cracking open these books is going to take a lot of strength.
Yeah, I think about it now because everything is like warped from Huey's perspective. So I'm like, oh yeah, he thinks all books are big. Like this is just his normal life. And then get here, I'm like, Huey would be useless. Okay. I think I just make a note of it, look at all the other magical things in here, and just be like, I need someone stronger to carry the books. I'll deal with this tomorrow. But I will have Huey stand guard in this room if anyone except for like us 4 enters it to immediately let me know.
All right, I'll stand guard all night.
Good job. Be invisible. Don't talk to anyone. Don't chew on anything.
Damn it.
Don't chew on anything. Don't touch anything.
Damn it.
Don't. You are going to, and I'll like point to like a little alcove. You're going to sit in that alcove and you're going to let me know if anyone comes in here, and you're going to be invisible. And that's the only thing you're going to do.
You're really covering all my loopholes that I'm trying to get through.
I know, because there's too much nasty magical shit in here for you to be rolling around in it. I know you love rolling in it. Just like all the gross like liquid pumping. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen if you roll in that.
He flies up in a corner and turns invisible.
Okay. I'll go back and just crawl into my bed.
You just crawl in your bed. Not gonna pick up the staff.
I'm gonna wait until my lovely cleric friend is perhaps healthier, just to like have him around.
Fair enough. Anybody else want to do anything before night?
Well, so earlier before that, before like parting ways, I would have introduced Daffodil to everyone. And I would have said, I would have asked Siegfried if he can cast any like light spells. He's probably really hungry. You see, it's like a plant in the shape of a cat. It's got like a flower for its like mane, and maybe like a Venus flytrap tail.
Yes. Where should I cast?
Oh, it eats through this thing called photosynthesis. So it's going to absorb the light and then turn it into food. I mean, I don't know if it works the same way. Sunlight, magic light, I don't know, but...
Well, I would cast it onto an item.
Oh.
You know, I love cats. We have plenty of them around the monastery.
You
Helps
do.
with rats.
Ones like
Helps
this.
keep the rats away. No.
Oh, what? I was gonna say it took me a while to grow this one. A lot of failed attempts. You don't want to see those.
You see like the you see like the owlbear cub poddles up. Hoot. And your cat starts hissing at it.
No.
And, like just backed away.
No daffodil. How about I almost said how about this hunting trap?
Remember all the other cats didn't work out?
I mean, I don't get any other use out of it. So how about this bow?
My son, your bow.
Damn it.
Can I just like pick up a rock or something off the
Oh, yeah.
ground? Or okay.
Yeah, you can do
I'll
that.
just pick up a rock off the ground and cast light onto it then.
Yeah, you can see that daffodil is already kind of warming up to the sunlight out here in the court. Well, you're inside now. Never mind. Yeah, you get a rock, and it kind of starts like basking in its light in Kelborn's arms.
Good girl. Or in you go, and I throw her back in the armor with the rock in there. Finks probably flies out because it's bright as shit.
It gets just smashed in your armor. Doesn't have like a pocket in it. It's just smashed.
If you
inside of your armor.
if you see my picture, there's like a little section that kind of comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. And then at night I would go to Galleandra's room, and I would just make sure like the fire's constantly got wood or whatever I can find in there burning. I probably just kind of like keep guard. I do sleep, but like, you know, kind of check every once in a while, make sure everything's good.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she sleeps. She's in a deep slumber. Doesn't really stir when you enter, but you keep the fires going to keep her warm. And everybody retires to their rooms, whether it's exhaustion from being frozen for many years or exhaustion from fighting the Arch Fae Queen of the Winter Court and the appointed Lord of the Fomorians. You rest through the night. The next morning comes. For those of you watching, everybody has leveled up to level 8 at this point. We climbing. We're almost ready to face full-ass giants. Yes, we're level 8 now. As you wake up in the spring court, everything is pretty damp at this point. The snow and ice have melted. The sun is out. And it looks like a spring day after a heavy rain. As you all begin to awaken, people are moving around the court at this point. Different people have been like getting things back in order. They've been burying their dead, cleaning things up from the Winter Queen's time of rain over the court. It's not perfect yet, but they're starting to make the steps into putting things into place. And a breakfast is made if all of you would like to convene in the dining hall, as it were, where the king is the king of the spring court is there at the head of the table, eating gingerly. His daughter, the princess of the spring court, is next to him. And you would know, Kelborn, the princess sits to the king's left, and the chair to the king's right is always empty, where the queen once sat before her passing. Yeah, and then there's a few other folk around at the table as well, as you all join it at this table for breakfast. If there's anything you'd like to discuss amongst yourselves or the king or the princess, or if there is like any other people you want to talk to, they can mill in as well.
I'm sneaking food to my owlbear.
Yeah, you just dump anything off the table. as you hear the munching, not too subtle munching and just crunching of the owlbear as it eats and hoots happily under the table.
Siegfried hears in his head, I can never remember which one's the sour fork.
I'm not sure either, to be honest.
Shit. Benjamin.
There's 5 forks sitting in front of you.
Benjamin actually has come down and is wearing, he normally has traveling clothes on. He has a set of fine clothes as well because he does go, so he's in courtly clothes and sits down. His hair's a little bit better than what it's normally like. Here's the questions do you always start from the outside and work your way in? That's the trick with all of them. The furthest out fork is what you start with, and then each course you start moving your way in.
Oh, that makes so much more sense.
There's a fork on either side, on the furthest outside, on both your left and right.
It probably makes no sense, Fey-wise. It's completely different, but...
Yeah, Benjamin looks down and goes, why are there forks on both sides? Benjamin does not start any conversations with the king, but does make a lot of meaningful looks between Kelborn and the king. Of just
Is my dad eating at this table?
Yeah, your dad's here.
Okay, I was just wondering.
even more so than of between all of them, what do we want to start? Do you want to start with anything?
Yeah, in a long awkward pause of silence and people clearing their throats and looking amongst each other and wooden utensils hitting these plates, stone plates. The king eventually is, I think some changes are in order here, seen as the heroic deeds that have been done amongst Kelborn and his friends. Of course, all of you aren't obligated to anything. I know you come from different realms. But I do want to extend to Kelborn himself. We have underutilized you and your abilities here. And we'd like to extend, after full coronation, of course, to give you a position of captain of the guard. You can have a place here in the court yard itself, if you so desire.
No, that won't be necessary. I just want my old position back.
We can do that as well. That's what you want.
I very quickly, through the spore, say, I don't know if it matters, but say something about getting a closer position, the posting closer to the court, though. You're out in bumfuck nowhere.
To be clear, when I say my old position, I do mean the Princess Honor Guard.
Of course, yes.
Stowed away guarding some far-off portal.
Yes, no, you won't be on portal duty anymore. You will be the princess's right-hand guard.
This is awkward. On that subject, I would ask for your favor in extending my hand in marriage.
He's taken aback a minute, but he does also know I couldn't be more honored to call you my son. Of course, it's up to my daughter.
Of course. And Yes, I'm sorry. I didn't want to do this here right now, but I might not have another moment. Yeah, I'll get down on a hand and knee. I'll get down on a knee and I whisper into my shirt, my like fancy shirt. Thanks, hey.
What?
I need a ring. Hit me something.
I'm still waking up.
Wake the fuck up.
I'll try and do something. You see little bursts of pixie dust coming out of your armor. And then you hear "Row!" from inside.
It's totally gonna be like a pet, like one of the flower petals is like the gem off of the cat.
Oh, yeah. It's like a little flower petal, and then like little vines twisted together to make a ring. This is what I can do.
Yeah, and I hold it out, and say, if you say yes to this proposal, you'll never have to venture anywhere alone, and you know I can always keep up wherever your adventures take you.
There's no one that I would rather spend my time adventuring with than you, Kelborn. She like slowly, gingerly, weakly puts her hand out to you.
I'll give you a few days to retroactively say no in case it's because you're so tired that you said yes.
I don't need those days.
I go in for a hug.
Yes, she goes and hugs, kisses you. And it's a beautiful moment at breakfast. Everybody is happy. Even the king looks happy. Which, before, he wasn't the most keen on you, but he seems to have turned around after these events.
I whisper in her ear, and never another cold day in bed.
He watches her green face turn in a tint of red. Well. well. The king calls for the finest wines to be brought out. Breakfast wines, if you were. No need to trade memories for these. As all of you eat heartily. Probably the best meals you've had in a long time, considering the circumstances you've been going through. But that being said, with all of this merriment and festivities kicking up, the best that they can accommodate with the circumstances that they're in, there is the looming presence of not only the dungeon that lies beneath with whatever strange secrets that holds, but also back on the material plane, the gathering of the giants outside of Neverwinter and whatever it is that King Hirig is planning, not to mention this strange excavation that's happening on the Reghead Glacier. That is all in your minds. If you'd like to talk about your next steps at breakfast, you can, or you can do it after.
I think Benjamin would, after we've given sufficient celebration to the engagement, then as we're kind of like coming down from that and people have kind of resettled maybe a little bit later in the day, would try to gather at least the four of us so that we can start figuring out what our game plan is, at least before we potentially talk to the king or others about it.
Yeah, you all gather probably out in the courtyard where there's less going on because they're getting things together inside. King retires back to his room. He's still very tired. So as does the princess, as she takes Daffodil with her. I'll make sure she gets lots of sun from the window.
Don't give her too many flies. She'll plump up. Our treat.
Yeah, I mean, she can have a little extra today, though, right?
That's fine. Yeah, of course.
Right. I know you have things to do still, and I know you're needed elsewhere. But I'll be waiting here for you.
Of course.
Of course, say goodbye before you leave.
Yes. I'm sorry to go so soon,
I understand.
but this is.
I can hold down things here. Your Bilibos and the rest have offered to help clean up any straggling Winter Court or Fomorian presence in the Spring Court. They already set out to
Right. Yep.
start disposing.
If anyone can do it, it's them. So, the court's in good
course.
hands.
She scoops up Daffodil and goes upstairs to her tower. Kisses you on the way out, of course.
Ah.
And you are all in the courtyard to discuss your next moves.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
While we're walking out, Siegfried will place his shoulder on Kelborn's shoulder. Congratulations, friend, once again. And while I know you don't worship Ilmater, if you need a priest, let me know.
Oh. I appreciate that. I really
Wait.
do.
Does this technically make you a prince?
I don't know.
marriage.
I mean, we're not married yet. I don't know how this works.
Prince Kelborn.
I mean, it has a
Yeah.
nice ring to it, that's for sure.
I would imagine at a minimum you'd be the consort of the princess.
We'll go with prince, it sounds better. Yes, Siegfried, there's, I'll make a deal with you right now. You keep me alive long enough to see my wedding day. And, I would happily have you. What's the right word?
Officiate?
Officiate. Thank you.
But how was the lab last night?
It's it's a lot. I don't know if we want to go down there immediately. I'm not against it, but it's in addition to just a lot of things in there, it is all giant sized as well. So I was able to look at the titles of some of the volumes, but wasn't really able to peruse them very easily.
Not gonna help.
They're definitely, whether we destroy it or lock it away, one that I'm the most worried about is a scroll kind of outlining his process of the mutations he was creating, the combinations of more scientific things and arcane to adjust the features of giants specifically. There seem to be several other reference books of sorts, and then just a lot of very magical things down there.
Should we go take another look?
Yeah, that's probably the easiest, just for you to see for yourself.
All right. So you all head down there, I assume. So I will put all of you guys in there. You don't necessarily have to move around the room, but if you want to do anything specific
Move
with
around
tokens, you
the room.
can.
Move around the room.
I go in the circle.
Immediately.
Just instantly start doing all the stupidest things you can do. But yeah, you all see this large, like a lot of this machinery seems very advanced compared to the things that you like. There are
bits and bobs of like gnomish and dwarvish machinery that have been evolving throughout the years and have been starting to be used, but it's nothing like what you see in front of you. This whirring and beeping from this machinery.
Does any of it ring? Like, does any of it feel similar to the drill? Just like similar make, or?
I would say it doesn't seem similar to the drill in the way, like it's not built in the same kind of like, that drill was very bulky. And even though that was advanced compared to things that you're used to, this is well beyond that. Like, this is very sleek.
Okay, so like
seems very well built.
Might come off as if different creator, a more advanced creator.
Yep.
Okay. That's strange.
I would also point out all of the things that are explicitly magic to you all. So like the symbol, the liquid, the capsule things, the machines, all that type of stuff, just so you're aware of what is explicitly magical in this area.
So I know most of this would be like arcane magic, but does Siegfried notice any religious symbols, like especially this in the middle, or anything else around?
Do a religion check.
Uh, 13.
You don't necessarily see anything too religious. One of the books on the shelf, you do see some iconography associated to demon lords, but outside of that, nothing that would be like a specific god or anything.
There does seem to be some text related to demon lords. And Siegfried will actually take his hand and run it on the spine of what he can reach anyway, if he can.
Yep. And some of the lower ones. Yeah, there's like, they don't have like the title written on the side of them. They're just like, but there is like symbols that relate to demon lord things. Yeah, like a single symbol or, yeah.
Can I give a general once over of the bookshelves, because I didn't pay a lot of attention to those last night, in addition to what Siegfried was looking at?
Yeah, do an investigation check.
That's a 14.
14. A lot of these books, you'll see like symbols for different schools of magic on them. Some more mathematical books, but like the one that Siegfried is running his hand over, you see that symbol and you know that it specifically is in line with the Demogorgon.
Cool. That's fun. What do I know about the Demogorgon in game?
In game, you would know it as one of the demon lords.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with the roles you've had, that's about the extent of it. You know, he's evil. And actually thinking about it now, the two-headed Cyclops you just fought had similar features to what you've heard the Demogorgon has.
I'll point that out, and if we're able to, maybe start pulling out that book, but just say, I think that is where, pointing to that book, he was getting most of his inspiration from. It's the markings of the Demogorgon, one of the demon lords. He's got two nasty heads and such.
Okay, glad you've taken this route, because I was going to try and open that book anyways. Can I try pull it out and open it?
Do a strength check. I'll say with advantage because people were saying they were helping.
I'll say athletics, so you can add proficiency if you have it.
Athletics?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 18.
18, yeah. You pull it out, and it like this thing is bigger than a bed. It's taller than you are, and just about as wide. It's like you pull it out, and it flops over and kicks up a bunch of dust as it hits the floor. And then you can, with your roll, I'll say you'll be able to open up the front cover, and then the pages are much lighter and easier to flip through. Go ahead and roll me another. Whoever's reading it, roll me investigation, and I'll say with advantage because there's multiple of you there.
Okay.
I mean, heck, I'll read it. Shit. Wait, is it in Giant?
Yes.
And I will
Never
help
mind.
read it instead. Unless Siegfried speaks Giant. Oh, okay.
I did not.
I'll assist Benjamin in reading it.
Okay.
But my help is like constantly like I read really slow, but I'm reading out loud. And so like you're like ahead and like I'm just
I'm like trying to turn a page and you're still on the other one and you're like, wait. With that advantage though, I did get a natural 20 for a total
Nice.
of 23 investigation.
Yes. Is there anything specific you're looking for before I give you general things?
I would be looking for like general things, but then also, again, I don't know how long it would take, but anything that seems to have like annotations from the giant. So anything he may have like written in margins or like marked on a page or anything like that he seemed especially interested in.
I know that this might not be related in any way. So we heard that people believe perhaps King Herrig is not who he says he is, correct? Or is it someone else?
I think it's that King Herrig may not be working with Amon's blessing, that he may be pulling power from someone other than Amon.
Did we ever get maybe a name that could be from?
No.
Could be deceiving. Perhaps you might find information on that here somewhere.
Yes, I think all we had heard of that is that the sisters hadn't heard anything that Amon was interacting with the world. So Herrig may just be lying or being deceived or just fully pulling from a different power source.
Right. Let's maybe see if we can find something that might fill that gap in.
All right. You start reading this book on the Demogorgon specifically. You do find notes about how it's the embodiment of like madness and destruction. It's usually on the 88th layer of the abyss. So it's not like something that's just running around down in the Underdark. But you do find a part that's heavily seems to be heavily treaded, read a lot. That talks about the Demogorgon having been summoned multiple times on the material plane, specifically in the Underdark. And one part that has been looked over extensively was a small Kuatoa village by the name of Slew Blue Dupe was attacked by the Demogorgon at one point. And there's a lot of annotations written about possible things that might have been left behind by the Demogorgon to send troops there to look for any kind of like hair or nails or anything that it would have left behind during the destruction that could be used. Yeah. I'm just making sure there's not anything else that you necessarily need with a natural 20. Or was it a natural 20 or just 30-20?
It was a natural 20.
It was a natural 20. You do know that it had the ability to cause diseases and rot, which may line up with things that you've been dealing with.
but yeah, you also see some notes about. Oh, this would probably help you out. There are beliefs that Ettins were formed by ogres being warped by the powers of the Demogorgon. And there are notes, annotations by whoever was reading this and writing on it, that possibly Ettins might be good starting points in experimental fusions with the Demogorgon's DNA.
This is all very bad. I think it's if he didn't already succeed at getting some bits of this demon lord, he was very good at replicating it, but I have a feeling some of his essence is what is pumping through those pipes and causing all of these diseases and mutations that we've seen.
Like the unicorn.
Yes, and whatever was afflicting us when we first crossed over.
Baka, permission to roll a check to see what I know about the heroes?
The two, Zavros and Orlin? Yeah, you can roll a history.
A 17 for a 16.
A 16. You also lived pretty far away.
But Zavros is from the Fae, so
That's true. That is true.
I feel like
Are you
stories of
looking
Zavros.
Are you looking for anything specific with knowing them?
I just wanted to know if I knew that Orlin collected monster parts and like deals in all these things. Like, because you could just ask him about Demogorgons and collecting parts because they're collecting parts, and this sounds like just like he could be a resource.
I think you don't know in detail that's what he does, but I think you have a hint to it because yes, you would know about Zavros possibly, but Orlin isn't from the Fae, and you would know that he works with somebody who deals with magics in a more natural sense. So and you've seen him, you saw him doing strange things.
And Zavros was a monster hunter, so I feel like
so possibly. Like you would know you would know there is possibly a tie there. You don't know 100%.
At the very least, I know Zavros hunted monsters, so he still could be a good person to ask.
Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to know if I knew that.
Yeah.
So yeah, my suspicion is that he already retrieved some of these bits and used that to create this liquid.
You know, those two. I don't know about the old man, but that Zavros Noodle Arms, he's like a world or Fae renowned monster hunter. And I think in some stories that orc fellow with him might deal in that sort of area. If we wanted to get their opinion on something.
Even with them being heroes, would I, with my previous check, would I have any inklings of Orlin's necromancy tendencies?
Yeah. You rolled higher and you were in Icewind Dale. You would know that he was a wizard and he seemed to dabble with necromancy as well. I don't know how much Orlin showed the public, but there are necromantic themes to his spells.
Rumors, at least.
Yes.
They were our very powerful heroes, but the half orc, he There are rumors that he dealt in varying levels of necromancy, so I am concerned about unleashing him in a laboratory like this.
That's fair, but I mean, your god has tried to drown us.
Entirely fair.
So, you know, it's not someone, you know, you'd have the wrong idea about someone. Because you're a very nice fellow. You know, if we let it upset us that your god has tried to kill us, you know, where would we be?
Kefforn just looks amused.
Benjamin bites back a little bit of a retort, but says, yes, that is very true. Very true.
But if you're not comfortable with it, it's alright. It's just an idea if we get lost along the way.
Yes, I also don't I don't know how long we want to spend going through this either. If we want to get just enough to know what was happening here, a better understanding, or really take some time, more than a day down here. I don't know how long we wish to spend going through these books, because just like motion up to the two bookshelves, we could spend an untold amount of time attempting to go through these books and understand everything that he was doing.
What's your working theory based on what we've just read?
I think he was trying to perfect the next form of the giants. That he was trying to use these mutations to create better versions of giants. The Fomorians were already twisted. He obviously escaped that somehow.
That's a possibility. For sure. But if you were trying to perfect your race, why infuse something so rage-filled, full of destruction? You'd gain the power, but what if you gain the, you know, the negatives?
If I clocked him correctly, I think he has enough hubris to think that he can eventually remove that madness from the power. I think that is his eventual goal. His goal right now is probably and likely just a way to empower the giants. You saw what he did to the ogre. I can't imagine something similar happening to a frost giant, a hill giant, any of the other giants we have seen to be empowered in that same way.
So that brings me to my theory. Instead of trying to perfect themselves, which I think perhaps they already think that they are perfect, they may be creating an army of pure destruction.
Perhaps.
And that ogre may have been a failed attempt at creating one of these demigorgon-like beasts.
I don't know if it was a failed attempt. I think it was successful in what he wanted. Maybe not to the degree he wants, but I think it was fairly successful in what he was trying to do.
Perhaps. A prototype.
Yes. He has also had a number of years to develop all of this, as Hreg's plans have been moving comparatively slowly.
I think I had Benjamin do like a perception check when he got into this room. Can I get everybody else to do one, please?
Ooh.
You're still at disadvantage, Kelborn, because of your one level of
You are
exhaustion.
right. Hold on.
Sorry to take away your ooh, possibly.
It's now it's just okay.
Okay.
I got a 17.
Okay, that's better than okay.
17. Well, my original roll was a 17, so I would have had
Oh,
plus
okay.
whatever on top of it.
11.
Nat 20.
Natural.
There we
20.
go.
I'll say, especially because Kelborn is actively taking part in this conversation, doesn't notice it right away. But Kevhorn, as these two are talking, you're kind of looking around at these noises and this machinery moving and this liquid pumping through the tubes coming in and out of this room. You notice the two pods on the far side of the room. And as you're kind of looking, there's a dark liquid inside, which makes it hard to see. As you're peering, the one appears to be empty. The other one seems to have something in it still. As with a natural 20, you kind of peer. It seems to be giant-sized, but doesn't have two heads, like that other one you saw. And it's going to be this far one over here on the. It would be your left if you're looking
Yeah.
at that wall.
Is it moving? Can I tell if it's moving?
Doesn't seem to be moving.
Okay. Well, in that case,
It's kind of floating in this liquid, but it doesn't seem to be moving at all.
since those two are busy, I'll grab Sieg. I'll motion for Sieg to come over. It's like, you see something in there, right?
We're going based off my last perception. I don't see crap.
When he points it out, you would see it. It's just the initial by yourself, you wouldn't see it. But him pointing it out, it's you can't tell what it is, but you know there's something in there.
Yes, there's definitely something inside. I can't quite tell what it is, though.
I'll wipe the glass. Peer in.
You peer in, you see an enormous foot if you're looking at your height, but you kind of look up into it, and as you look up, you see this giant creature, probably about the same height as that two-headed cyclops that you fought, but you see things dangling from its face down towards its like chest, and they seem to be floating in the liquid a little bit, almost like tentacles from its face.
Okay. That's enough reason. I'm gonna divine sense.
You divine sense. Let's see what you get out of a divine sense. Because it's aberrations, correct?
Can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
You don't.
Celestial fiend undead.
You sense a celestial next to you, and a fiend.
Where's the fiend?
It's
I know the
Yeah,
fiend.
stupid
I know
sexy
I know
beast.
who the fiend is.
One of these times, there's going to be two fiends, and we're going to panic.
We're gonna
Yeah, but you don't sense anything else.
Okay.
I'll give you this because divine sense is almost useless all the time. You don't sense undeath, but you sense death inside. So it seems this thing is dead, whatever it is.
Should I do the stupid?
Yes. The answer is yes.
I tell Sieg to stand back. I mean, I'm also gonna. Assuming it's just regular glass, I throw a rock.
Okay, you throw a rock with your stone giant strength, I assume.
Yes.
Roll an attack. You hit. Roll damage.
Oh, okay. 4.
4 points of damage. You chuck this. You find a piece of rubble in the corner and hurl it at the glass, and it goes, and like a little spider spiderweb crack appears on the glass. The two of you talking about what's happening down here, Kelborn and Benjamin, you hear the thunk of a rock hitting glass and then the small cracking of the glass.
What you doing over there?
This. I throw my trident.
Why?
You throw the trident and do damage. As he throws it and it connects into the glass, you see a figure inside of this tube floating.
Oh. 10.
10. And it starts to crack more. Hasn't fully burst yet, but it seems pretty weak. Your trident comes back to your hand.
Well, should I continue?
No. Do you remember the nasty unicorn water?
Oh,
I didn't tell you to come closer.
I'll take a step back.
I see. What I envision happening is you're going to break the tube, and then all of the nasty water is going to rush out and flood this room.
Is it enough water to flood this room?
You don't think the pot itself is, but there are tubes feeding into it and out of it. So, and it looks, and like you can see the of this liquid going in, so you can assume the tubes are still feeding the pod. So if you break it, it'd have nowhere to go, and it just keep feeding liquid into this room.
No, it's alright. I have an idea. I go over and I stand on the desk.
That's
Climb up the desk.
That's not a desk. Oh, is that what you said?
It is a
Oh,
desk.
okay.
you climb up it and stand on it.
Everyone,
You're gonna stand on something.
It's still pumping. If we're gonna do this, which I don't think we should do.
Where's the off switch?
Why are you doing this?
well, at this point, it's already cracked, so at some point, it's gonna fully crack, and we'd better be here when it happens.
Okay, where's the fucking off switch for these things? Would have preferred not to do this under such.
Give me investigation checks.
I rolled a 16. Investigation 19.
19. Yeah, there's a button not too far away that looks like it's a big red button. Seems like something that would turn it off, at least to this tube. You push it, the liquid stops feeding to this tube specifically.
Okay, we're good.
Is there a drain button?
It does seem to be draining as well.
Ah,
We can just wait until all the liquid flows out through the drain.
But JG Wentworth said it's my money.
What has piqued your curiosity enough to crack open this pod?
There's cool stuff in there.
I mean, I'm a sucker for cool things. What type of cool things are we talking about?
The cool things you're interested in are cursed. Those look like cool guys floating in the water.
I feel like I have more interest than just cursed items, but there's a creature in there? Is it alive?
It seems so. It's on its face. It's wiggling. It's creepy.
I will say the divine sense you think it's dead.
I hear
it's
it.
dead.
It says, "Help me! I'm just a wee innocent lad stuck in a tube."
At this point, as the liquid is like it's under halfway, at this point you guys start to see this creature more clearly, and like as the liquid stops holding it up and like against the glass, you just see like 12-foot tall creature. It's purple skin, large like ogre-esque body, but the head is very squid-like, like tentacles hanging down, larger back bulbous part of its head as it just slams against the glass, and you see the crack go a little bit further as it just slumped against the glass.
Look, I understand your hesitation, Benjamin, but if we don't make sure this thing is dead, it's gonna get out of this now, and then the spring court can have another disaster on their hand, and I'll be way far off, in Faerun.
As you end that sentence, I throw that trident.
With this final throw of the trident, the glass shatters, and the what remaining liquid there was kind of pours out on the ground, and this 12-foot tall creature just falls forward, slamming into the ground. Its tentacles that are on its face flying this way and that as it hits, and it lays motionless on the ground.
It's not that I didn't want to take care of this. It's more of that we started this process when two of us were totally unawares of what was happening.
Everyone's safe. It's fine.
Let's roll it over and get a better look at it.
I roll it over with my trident.
With your trident. Let's get a better look at it indeed. Take me a second. Yeah, you like. Oh, give me a athletics. This thing's freaking big.
Is that a one?
And that what?
You can't roll it over, but it's still like it's laying sideways, so you can see its face. Let me make this not fat. As you see this creature, not active as it is, it's like you can see the lifelessness in its already pretty lifeless eyes. As this large purple skinned creature with the head of a squid lay in front of you.
What is it?
Can we see that like second head on its chest?
Yeah. There's like another head, like a squid, attached to its chest.
Oh, it's ugly.
Don't know what this is. Can I don't know, any sort of check to get an idea of what this may be?
You wouldn't have the, I mean, give me an intelligence.
Damn.
It's a 6.
Not a single clue.
Is there any books on the shelves about giant purple squid men?
Not explicitly.
That ain't.
Giant purple squid man. That's somebody's type.
The two of you who haven't rolled for books on the shelf, Kelborn and Kevhorn, can give investigations if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm looking for giant purple squid men books.
22.
A 6.
Kevhorn, you see a book. This one does have the title on the spine, and it has like a little squid-like symbol at the bottom. It says History of the Illithid Empire.
I don't like the word. I pull out the book and try and read it.
Athletics check, please.
That turned out well last time.
I will help.
Oh, you'll help? Okay.
Yeah, I was already looking at the book, so it makes sense.
Ooh.
I'm a strong boy.
Me too. 27.
Yeah, you pull it out, let it flop down like you did before, pull open the cover. And now, who wants to read it?
The language
It isn't giant.
Oh, I mean, If I open it and I can understand, I will read.
It's in giant, so if you
Oh,
can
it's in
read
giant. Never mind.
I guess since I'm over there, I'll read it.
All right, give me another investigation.
Oh God,
Come over
Benjamin.
and give me the help action.
Yeah, Benjamin.
Or
You
if
know,
you want to give me the help action.
actually,
whichever.
this is what going way over my head. Can you help me
Okay.
decipher this? I'll help you decipher it. You be the
It
lead.
does seem to talk about a lot of things you aren't very familiar with.
Yeah.
So
You be the lead investigator.
Okay.
California walks off to look at another thing.
Investigation. That is an 18.
this book is detailing the history of a race known as Lithids or Mind Flayers. Seem to be highly intelligent race that listens to they're kind of a hive mind situation, where they listen to a larger creature known as an elder brain, and they go across the astral plane eating people's brains for sustenance and taking over, which is like the majority of the thing. But the more important stuff is you would see the notations by whoever was doing research in this book, querying about the intelligence portions of the Lithids and their psychic powers, possibly being able to use those attributes to help quell the rage that the Demogorgon DNA would be impressing upon these things, and finding a way to create some kind of hive mind situation amongst these experiments to be better able to control them. And from these notes, you kind of sense that they haven't found a way to mix the Demogorgon and the Illithid DNA together, but they were able to have them separately infuse into Ettins and Ogres at this point. So still early stages, it seems.
Another big book of not great things. I think he somehow got an Illithid to take over an Ettin, judging by the two heads over there, or a mutated ogre. I don't know who knows, something with two heads.
I'll also say with your high roll, you would have found portions of the Ceramorphous process, the mind flayers putting tadpoles into creatures, which would then turn them into mind flayers. He seemed to be going a different way about it, that he was infusing mind flayer DNA to mutate the giant kin rather than having them just be turned into mind flayers themselves. So that he could more directly influence the hive mind mentality of these creatures instead of them then answering to it an elder brain.
Yeah, it's just like shooting these creatures up with Illithid bits to turn them into this, and then wanted to mix both of them together, so the Demogorgon stuff and the Illithid stuff, so that they could be smart and strong. Just a lot of not great things. Doesn't look like he made much progress on this side though, which is good, because I feel like this would be very bad.
You know, I wonder if there's like an expert on monster killing that is around here that might be able to decipher what this thing's weakness is, in case we have to fight one later.
Could I'll fail at it. Could I do a medicine check to see how this thing died?
Yeah, you can do a medicine check.
7.
Not sure.
Can I medicine check it?
Yeah, you can medicine check it.
I hate
You have
to be
disadvantage
that
because
guy,
you're.
but
Medicine check disadvantage because you're exhausted.
I am still exhausted. Oh, that sucks too, because one of them was nat 20. But yeah, it's a 9. So
Not sure.
yeah.
What is Siegfried standing next to right now?
Let me see. What are you standing next to? Let me hide this thing. We've seen this long enough.
This is the machine that's is making like a fan-like noise, and it seems to be setting off a lot of arcane energy.
Are there any buttons on it?
Yeah, there's buttons on it.
The way you
Are they
asked.
labeled?
Awesome. Press them.
Are you pressing any?
Are they labeled at all, or are they just
No.
there?
They're just there.
Oh boy. I don't think Siegfried's that adventurous.
Okay.
Fortunately.
Do you mention it? Do you mention the button? I'll press it.
Siegfried's gonna stay silent about it.
Good idea.
I mean, I feel like we've gotten a pretty good idea of what he was trying to accomplish down here now, though. At least for us. Again, I don't how much time we want to spend on this. I don't know how much more we will learn, but that is mostly because I do not know what else is down here to learn about. Again, there's up on the desk there things about the astral sea, demigod or more demon lord stuff. There's another book that I'm forgetting what it was.
Cookbook.
Oh, Underdark.
Oh, things about the Underdark, like what lives down there and things like that. Yes.
Should we look through that one? I mean, didn't you say that the Demigorgon attacked somewhere in the Underdark before?
Yes. Yeah, we could start looking through that. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know what's going to be useful at this point anymore.
Yeah, I mean, there might be no purpose. I don't know, but say he needs to restart all this and get more Demigorgon fur or whatever. I mean, finding out where that village is or something could help. I don't know.
Yes, I mean, I certainly so, and I don't mean it in a negative way. I get the question is, what is our next steps? Do we wish to focus on that? Do we need go after another giant encampment?
I don't think there is something we can do about this situation. We can't necessarily follow the guy. We know of his plans, but that's about it.
What's that thing? I point to the giant thing on the floor in the center.
Arcane Circle.
What's that's for?
Benjamin got. I just remind Benjamin got transmutation and the other one,
Conjuration
magic off of it.
A summoning circle, teleportation circle. It's not my flavor of magic, but transport, conjuration. Maybe how he was able to get upstairs so quickly, if I don't know.
Elevator.
I wonder where it goes. If we could find a way to use it, would it bring us to his next lair, wherever he escaped to? We can finish the job.
Possibly.
That's a big if.
Can I not try to activate it, but see, get a better understanding of what this might be?
Do an Arcana check.
Yeah, I figured. Natural 20.
Let's go.
Nice.
Bang, 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 bang.
They seem to have different purposes. It seemed to be some kind of conduit to help bolster whatever he was doing down here. So possibly, and you remember on the that scroll that talked about the how to fuse creatures. There was bits about an arcane circle, and this seems to be the circle that was part of it. Yeah, it seemed to be something that he used to help infuse creatures together. If not, also to teleport somewhere else. But it seems to be depowered at this point. Whatever was powering it isn't here anymore.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be active, but this seems to be what he used to like mush the bits together, to do all the various things he was doing down here. But it's not active anymore.
So it teleports and it smushes?
Yeah, it seems to, yes.
Double purpose. Huh. If only there was a super powerful wizard who might be able to activate it. Do we know, does one link to another?
I have no idea.
You're asking the wrong people.
I have no idea either. All right.
I think as we're making our plans, we let the monster hunter and the wizard loose on this place to see what they can find in it.
Yes, Orlin. Yes. This is what I was vying for.
So, with these plans to indict the heroes that you rescued, in on the knowledge that is down here, as well as figuring out how the heck we getting back to where we need to be, and where are we going when we get there? Are we trying to gain favor to make it so like no time passed, or are we just gonna wing it? All of these thoughts floating through your head as you rush upstairs to seek out the necromancer and the hunter, and that is where we will end tonight's session. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. A lot of info dump and more to come, baby.
I'm getting married.
He's getting married. Send your congratulations on the engagement to Grizlocke's DMs. Yeah, everybody, thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time, and let's keep making stories together.